नमस्कार. आयच्या या खाशेल्या हिडोनात तुमकां सगळ्याक येवकार. आज आमचे बरोबर खास गेस्ट आसात जे दिल्ली सावन आयल्यात. आम आदमी पार्टीचे ज्येष्ठ फुडारी राघव चड्डा. राघव, वेलकम टू द स्टुडियो.
Thank you so much.
First of all, I think this is a very unusual reason to come to Goa. People come to Goa for all different kind of reasons than you're chosen. So tell us about that.
Well, the Honorable Power Minister of Goa announced in an open press conference that he wishes to have a public debate on the Kejriwal model of electricity versus the BJP model of electricity. The one that Mr. Kejriwal practices and the one that BJP in Goa practices. I accepted the challenge. He even went to the extent of saying that he is so eager to have this public debate that he is willing to fund the expense and bear the cost of anybody who wishes to come from Delhi to Goa. Their air travel, their boarding and lodging, everything. I have come to Goa at my own expense. Roughly 5 days ago, I announced and I informed him that I will be reaching Goa on the 17th of November by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Please tell me the venue and the time for the debate, and I'll be more than happy to come and have an open debate on this. I think a panel discussion or a debate like this will only deepen democracy. It's a healthy practice in a democratic setup. And quite frankly, I was very excited and eagerly looking forward to it. But unfortunately, what I have been given to understand is that Mr. Cabral, for some reason, has chickened out. He's shying away from this public debate. He hasn't told me about the venue and the time. And one is given to understand that he is shying away because, and he has withdrawn this challenge of an open public debate because he has been reprimanded by the BJP High Command. The BJP High Command sitting in Delhi has reprimanded the Goa leadership, including the Chief Minister, and asked them to not indulge in any such public debate. Now, if an elected head of the state, if the government's own minister and BJP's senior most leadership in Goa cannot even participate in an open debate for the further deepening of democracy without the consent of the BJP's high command, can they fearlessly and freely govern Goa?
He made
if
a
they are driven by Goa
statement that he's willing to hold that debate with the Power Minister of Delhi.
Now,
why should he hold it with you?
Well, he made a very unusual statement. He said, I have protocol issues. And as per the protocol, he should debate with the Power Minister. Now, as far as protocol is concerned, he is elected by the people of Goa. I am elected by the people of Delhi. He is an MLA in Goa. I am an MLA in Delhi. He is part of the Goa government. I am part of the Delhi government. He is handling one portfolio in the Goa administration. I am handling one portfolio in the Goa administration. Complete match of protocol. These issues of protocol are nothing but excuses, alibis, which he is basically relying his, this withdrawal of challenge on. Tomorrow he will say that because of protocol issues, he will not debate with somebody who's wearing a blue shirt. Day after he'll say he won't, because of protocol issues, not debate with anyone who's younger to him. That protocol can also be laid down.
Let's go deeper into this.
These are frivolous reasons.
Okay, let's go deeper into it. What is the point you wanted to prove? You're so eager to debate with him, but what is the point you wanted to prove? At the end of that debate, what is the message that you wanted to transfer?
Pramodji, this is not about me or Mr. Cabral, quite frankly. This is about the people of Goa. The people of Goa would have been well informed about the merits and demerits of the Kejriwal model of electricity and the merits and demerits of the BJP model of electricity. Now in Delhi, in the Kejriwal model of electricity, people get free electricity. People get 24/7 electricity, uninterrupted supply. Generators and inverters which were previously used have been consigned to history and have become a thing of the past. Outages have been reduced. Transmission and distribution losses have been reduced from 50 to 50% down to 6%. And everyone gets free of cost electricity, 24/7 uninterrupted supply of power. However, in Goa, the price of electricity is skyrocketing. People are finding it difficult to foot their electricity bills. And on top of it, the quality of supply is pathetic. There are power outages. May I just supplement one last thing? In fact, in the power minister's own constituency where he is elected from, there are several power outages. There are power outages for hours. So if they can't even give basic electricity, this basic amenity at a reasonable price to the people, why have they been elected? What are they doing? Where is this money going is the bigger question.
Your detractors are saying that above 400 units, the moment you go above 400, you have to pay double. How do you defend that argument? So they're saying that, okay, till 200, 200 to 400, 50%. Above 400, you are going to charge double. That's the argument even some of the BJP guys are making here.
I am a chartered accountant by qualification. I am a man of numbers. I'll give you numbers to help you and the viewers understand this whole concept. 73% of the people of Goa consume up to 200 units of electricity per month. 73%. Another 20% of the population of Goa consumes electricity between 200 to 400 units per month. 73 plus 20, that is 93% of Goa. 93% of Goa will get either free electricity or their electricity bills be reduced by half if Aam Aadmi Party forms the government. And I'm making a categorical statement on perhaps the most watched news show in Goa, that when Aam Aadmi Party forms a government in Goa, within 48 hours, I'm giving a timeline, within 48 hours of forming the government, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Goa will ensure that all consumers, this 73% consumers of Goa that consume up to 200 units will pay 0 rupees for their electricity. That is, for 73% of Goans, electricity will be free. And for the 20% of Goans who consume between 200 to 400 units, their electricity bills will be reduced by half. That is 50% reduction in their electricity bills. This is a categorical statement and an announcement which I am making before you, before the people of Goa, with a sense of responsibility. If we can do it,
Elections
why can't the
are
BJP
almost 16 months away. Why this announcement now? Too early?
Well, look, I'm not making a very calculated assessment, sort of announcement, keeping the elections in mind. This conversation was started by the Honorable Power Minister of Goa. Now, the minister has backtracked. The minister, I hate to use this word, but is chickening out. It's extremely sad that I've come to Goa all the way on his invitation only for this debate, and the man is nowhere to be seen. And if these guys, if the elected reps in Goa, if the government of Goa cannot provide basic amenities to the people of Goa, uninterrupted supply at reduced cost, at abysmal cost, then why have the people? Quite frankly, may I give you one more number to help you understand, and since I'm a man of numbers. In Delhi, the annual budget of the government of Delhi is roughly 60,000 crores and the population is 2 crores. 60,000 crores divided by 2 crores comes to rupees 30,000. That is, the government of Delhi, that is Kejriwal government, spends 30,000 rupees per person per annum in Delhi. On the other hand, you have the Goan government. The Goa government's budget is roughly 21,000 crores, you know that. And the population is around 15 lakhs. 21,000 crores divided by 15 lakhs comes to about rupees 1,40,000 per head expenditure per annum. So, government of Kejriwal spends about 30,000 per person per year, and the Goa government, the BJP government, spends 1,40,000 per person per year. In 30,000, the Kejriwal model gives free electricity, free water, free public transport to women, pension, reduced, all sorts of basic amenities, free healthcare, free education, quality state-of-the-art education facilities, which perhaps not just outmatch the private schools. Okay. And on the other hand, if the Goa government is spending 1,40,000 rupees per person, why is the healthcare sector not good? Why are the bills so high? Where is this money going?
Okay, now let's go as per the protocol. So the protocol is last week Chief Minister of Goa and Chief Minister of Delhi broke into a Twitter war.
Yeah, they did.
And Chief Minister of Goa told Chief Minister of Delhi that mind your own pollution.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
Look, first of all, the conversation between the two elected heads, the two chief ministers, happened on the issue of the double track, the rail track that is being built.
And the coal pollution.
The coal pollution.
Yeah.
Now, what did the Chief Minister of Delhi say? Mr. Kejriwal only said, please pay heed to the people of Goa. Listen to their demands. Do they want the double track? Do they want coal pollution? Isn't it hazardous to one's health? Isn't it hazardous to one's property and to the environment? Why are you doing this? You make me understand who will benefit from this. Nobody will benefit except a few people. The people at large, Goans at large, will be made to suffer. So he said, please be alive to the issue, be cognizant of these issues. That the chief minister of another state has to bring this to your notice. Please do this. But unfortunately, it was a spat. Now he talks of air pollution. Now air pollution is not a Delhi issue. Air pollution is a North India issue. In fact, the air quality index in Prime Minister's own parliamentary constituency of Varanasi is much worse than the air pollution, air quality index of Delhi. In fact, there is one chief minister that has shown the political will and the administrative might to fight air pollution is Arvind Kejriwal. He is in the process of solving that problem. And the central government last year said, as per the CPCB's Pollution Watchdog's own report, that the air quality in Delhi has improved by 25%. So air pollution is being dealt with. It's a North India issue. All North India players are dealing with it. But why is the Goa chief minister? Please make me understand.
He's saying that आप अपने pollution का ख्याल रखो, हम अपने pollution का ख्याल रखते हैं.
अरे भाई,
Why are you meddling in my affairs?
हम तो pollution पैदा नहीं कर रहे हैं ना. हमारा pollution तो neighboring states की वजह से आता है. यहाँ तो आप pollution को पैदा कर रहे हो. यहाँ तो problem pollution की है ही नहीं. आप जबरदस्ती रेल ट्रैक बना रहे हो, न जाने किसको फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए. I don't know to whom he wants to cause this benefit to. Why is the rail track being brought in? Why will coal be transported? What is the issue? Will it not impact adversely the interest of the Goan people? Of course it will. Why is the chief minister not listening? It's a very important question that the people of Goa are agitated about, are protesting about, and the government must answer. The government needs to be responsive. Government is by the people and for the people. You need to work for the benefit of the people. You can't work for your own benefit. In order to benefit your own self, you are doing this, which is unfair.
But don't you agree with the Chief Minister's limited point that the Chief Minister of Delhi should be more alarmed about the pollution in Delhi than the pollution in Goa?
Look, Pali, the Chief Minister of Delhi is doing all that he can, and several other state governments are also being asked to join in his efforts. And as I said, it's a North India issue. It's not a Delhi specific issue. Had it been a Delhi specific issue, you could have accused us. Now, if I'll give you, since the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa wishes to know more and more about air pollution, let me explain him that in the month of September, the air quality index in Delhi was good, very good. But come the month of October and November, the air quality index in Delhi goes from good to moderate, moderate to bad, bad to severe. What has happened in the last 60 days? It is not that lakhs and lakhs of more vehicles have started flying in Delhi or more industry has come in Delhi. That is because neighboring states like Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, they burn stubble. They burn stubble. As a result of it, the smoke is given birth to, which because of the wind patterns enters Delhi. Pollution doesn't understand state boundaries and therefore it's polluted, and therefore we are trying to find a solution. But why is the Goa Chief Minister bringing in pollution? We are fighting to throw away pollution which already exists in the air in North India. But the Goan Chief Minister is bringing in pollution, bringing in this double track to adversely impact
but the
the interest
ruling
of Goans.
dispensation has one strong grievance. They are saying Aam Aadmi Party is parachuting down leaders from Delhi and trying to take up the Goa causes. Don't you think that would be counterproductive? They are trying to bring this narrative in.
I am doing no such thing. I was invited by my Goa unit and that's why I came. It is a Goa unit of the Aam Aadmi Party is an independent unit. It is for them to decide which issues they wish to take, and it is simply because they are independent, they are practicing their own politics and they are making a foothold at the grassroots level that the BJP is so rattled that their minister is running away from a debate with me. As per protocol, he should have had that debate since he loves the word protocol. Why did he not come and debate? They seem to be rattled with it. And let me tell you that the Goa unit of Aam Aadmi Party will decide what issues are to be taken up. It is the Goa unit of the Aam Aadmi Party which will decide how the politics of Goa needs
It is not
to be
remote
pursued.
controlling from Delhi.
How is it being? I was called on the invitation of the Goa unit. How is it being remote controlled? These are allegations. In fact, if there is one party that is being remote controlled, it is the BJP, because it is the BJP High Command sitting in Delhi that asked the Goa leadership to not participate in this debate and withdraw the public challenge.
Let's move on to the narrative that you are trying to establish.
Yes.
And you are trying to establish a narrative that next election is going to be between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party, and somehow you are conveniently excluding Congress from the scene.
Look,
sounds smart. Is it realistic?
Look, I don't know whether it sounds smart or not, but it sounds realistic and pragmatic. That is because Congress has practiced politics of betrayal in Goa. It has betrayed and backstabbed the people of Goa. And if in politics you backstab people, people won't forget you. After 5 years, they will teach you a lesson. 17 MLAs of Congress were elected in the last assembly election. 12 of them joined the BJP in a jiffy right after the election. Children of 2 sitting MLA of Congress party have joined the BJP. What message are they sending? People elect Congress, they move to BJP. This politics of merger and acquisition that has been going on in Goa needs to stop. It will be stopped when there is an honest alternative. And there is only one honest alternative as of now, that is the Aam Aadmi Party. And let me say this, that because Congress has practiced this politics of betrayal, it has now become irrelevant as far as electoral politics of Goa is concerned. And now 2 main parties that will of course be at loggerheads and contest the upcoming election are the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. A vote for Congress or a vote for any other party apart from these 2 parties is essentially will tantamount to wasting your vote, and I don't think any voter wishes to waste their vote.
But tell me one thing, the biggest problem will be the confidence building among the voters. You fought the last assembly election, your 39 candidates lost deposits.
No.
How do you want to turn that thing around? Because ultimately people should feel that the alternative is believable. If they vote, the vote will not go waste and they will come to power. You fought the election in 2017. Why do you think you can turn that around?
Look, first of all, it is for the people of Goa to fight, and it is for the people of Goa to vote. It is for them to decide who is best placed to honestly and in a very upright manner give them the best possible government which will work for not their own interest but for the interest of Goans. Now, in 2013, I remember, Pramod ji, I've been working with this party since its inception. A lot of people used to say in our first election when we fought in the year 2013, right after being incorporated as a political party, a lot of people used to write us off. They said, you don't have the winnability factor. You will not win. You don't have an organization. You guys don't understand politics. You don't look like politics. I don't look like a politician. You don't speak like a politician. You don't know the dirty tricks that are being practiced in politics. But what did the people do? They gave us an opportunity. People want that people from among them should stand up and clean this mess and give a good government. It is the Goan people which will now stand up and fight for their rights. It is for them to decide, and they will give birth to this alternative called the Aam Aadmi Party.
One question is, because of this, because you said that we don't look like politicians, we don't practice the traditional politics. Of late, your party has been alleged of doing that you are trying to impress the Hindus, you are overtly trying to say that, okay, you are not anti-majoritarian sentiment. You agree with this allegation, or you say that's just a part of life?
Look,
it is the way it is, and everybody should take it in the stride.
My party and my leader, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, participates in all religious functions. There is no doubt that he is a practicing Hindu, and he practices Hindu, and he is a follower of Lord Hanuman. But he practices all religions. He participates in all religions. If it is an Eid, he participates in that. If it is Ramzan, he participates in that. If it is Christmas, he participates in that. If it is, the Sikh festivals, he participates in that. We practice all religions. We participate in all religions. So therefore, this accusation, quite frankly, is misplaced and unfounded.
It's not a deliberate attempt to see that the country's politics is somehow going towards the majoritarian way. So let us not lose that space.
Look,
let us not take a position which is politically unviable.
Look,
it's not a deliberate attempt out of that fear.
Look, these are arguments that are given birth to by our political adversaries every now and then. When the government of Delhi conducted the Iftar party, and Mr. Kejriwal conducted an Iftar party, they said, oh, you are appeasing the Muslims. Now we are doing a Lakshmi Ganeshji Pujan on the biggest festivals of all Hindus, which is Diwali. They are saying, oh, you're trying to appease. I mean, these are frivolous allegations. When we stood with the churches in Delhi when they were being vandalized, they said, oh, you're appeasing the Christian minority. So these are allegations that are completely unfounded, made by our political adversaries. Aam Aadmi Party practices politics of development. We don't use religion or caste to appease people or get their votes. We don't do that sort of politics. In fact, the birth of Aam Aadmi Party was that of a party which was based on principles to give birth to a new type of politics that will not indulge in casteism, communalism and corruption. The 3 C's: no caste, no communalism, no corruption. To eradicate these dirty 3 C's of Indian politics, Aam Aadmi Party was given birth to.
In Goa also, you have been accused of very much pro-minority and failed to make a sizable crack into the Hindu heartland kind of a thing. How do you look at it?
Look, I don't look at it in that way, to be honest, Pramodji. I don't look at the people through the prism of caste or religion. For us, the people of Goa are for the people of Goa. When, after forming the government, within 48 hours, we will give 73% of Goans free electricity and another 20% Goans 50% reduction in their electricity bills. Are we looking at them from prism of religion? Will we say, no, only X religion people will get free electricity, Y people will not get? That is not the kind of politics we do. When electricity prices will become zero in Goa, when Aam Aadmi Party forms the next government, and within 48 hours of forming the government, every Goan, irrespective of the religion that he practices, irrespective of whether he believes in God or not, irrespective of the fact that whether he's an atheist or not, they will get free electricity.
No, it sounds
religion
nice
is a matter of personal belief.
No, it sounds nice that once we form the government within 48 hours we'll do this. But what you have also learnt in Delhi, that in this presidential style of politics, you need a face. In Delhi,
Yes.
you have Arvind Kejriwal. In other states, probably you are still searching for. In Goa, you desperately need a face. Are you confident that, because election is just 16 months away, at least within next 4 to 5 months you will get a face?
I will give you 3 quick points to answer this question. 1, that a face will be declared at the appropriate time. 2,
that's a political statement.
2.
That's how mainstream political parties
I'm
speak.
giving you much more. I'm giving you much more. The face will be a face from within the 15 lakh people of Goa, among the 15 lakh people of Goa. We will announce the face at an appropriate time. And lastly, every Goan will be proud of the candidate that we will put as our chief ministerial face. These are 3 big takeaways I'm giving you.
So you are clearly making a statement that you will announce a chief ministerial candidate before you face the polls.
I have given you 3 sentences. At the appropriate level, we will announce.
You will announce. So Aam Aadmi Party will face the Goa Assembly election with a chief ministerial face, declaring that he will be the chief minister or she will be the chief minister.
I have made these 3 statements. The chief ministerial face will be from among 15 lakh people. It will be announced at the appropriate time, and people of Goa will be proud of the choice that the Aam Aadmi Party will make. But the big takeaway for today is that in 48 hours of forming the government,
you are still on to that. You are still on that election pitch. You are still on that election pitch. Remember, whatever I say, remember those 48 hours and free electricity. Last question. We have seen lot of ups and downs in Goan politics, and the history of Goan politics is completely marred in instability. So, are you confident that you will find 40 good candidates? Finding one chief ministerial candidate itself is being tough. Are you confident that you will find 40 good candidates who are not only good, who have the winnability and who will stay with you post the election?
It is precisely, Pramodji, to eradicate this politics of betrayal, this instability in the government, this politics of horse trading, this Ayaram Gayaram practice, to end this practice, to put a full stop to this practice, that Aam Aadmi
Your
Party,
candidates, if elected as MLS, will not break away.
I'll give you an example. In 2013, my friend, when we formed our first government in Delhi and then resigned, the BJP was only 4 MLAs short of forming the government in Delhi. We had 28. They had 32. The majority mark was 36. They tried their level best to bribe 28 of Aam Aadmi Party MLAs to give them everything that they want to lure them. And guess how many of those 28 MLAs broke away from AAP and joined BJP? Guess how many? The answer is a big fat 0. Not even a single MLA of the Aam Aadmi Party broke away. Because we believe in practice, the principles of honest politics. We pursue honest politics. If we don't have faith in honest politics and in the candidates that we put up, we might as well leave politics. So in order to practice that clean politics, we are here to eradicate that instability and politics of betrayal that has been practiced in Goa with the people of Goa for so long. And people of Goa want change. And when you speak of 40 candidates, let me tell you, it is not for me to find. Who am I to find? it is for the Goa unit of Aam Aadmi Party, with the blessings of the people of Goa, that they will find 40 brilliant candidates who will be most upright, most honest, and give a corruption-free government in Goa.
Raghav Chadha, pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.